Okay, and here's our third and final video with the inner ear. This part only has 2 pieces, so it's nice and short. So the first thing we'll talk about in the inner ear is this piece called the round window. It's kind of like the oval window, except for it's round. And it has a similar job, so it's going to be another, membrane. So we'll label this number 8, the round window. And I will show you this on the model too. It's kind of unclear on this picture here. But if you look, number 8 is going to be like a little circle right here. And basically what happens is once these 3 ossicles push on our oval window, all this fluid's going to move through all these pieces. And if you have fluid moving, you need to kind of like keep that fluid in, but you also, it's going to push on something at the end, right? So if we have fluid moving, it can't just be like a bony portion with no escape for the fluid or nowhere for it to push or bulge on. And so what happens is as soon as the oval window pushes in, the fluid flows through and it kind of pushes on the round window out here. So as soon as this one goes in, this one pops out a little bit. When that one pops back in, this one pops out a little bit and just kind of goes back and forth. So let's see. The round window is a membrane connecting the inner ear to the tympanic cavity. It also has this job of dissipating sound waves, so it dissipates sound waves. And what that means is it kind of like sends them off so that it doesn't bounce back out of your ear. You want to kind of capture these sound waves so we can send it to the brain to process. So I'm going to write it prevents bounce back. Prevents bounce back. And finally, number 9 is this giant structure you've seen the whole time right in the middle that looks like a snail. And if you think of a snail, their shell is hollow, just like this area. So these are like some hollow tubes. Now they're not empty, they're filled with fluid that is pushed as these sound waves come on through. But number 9, it looks like a snail shell, and it has, like, if you think of balloon animals, it's basically like 3 circular balloons stacked on top of each other in this snail-like shape. So we have 3 separate chambers there. 2 of them are bony, and one of them is more of a membranous structure. So these guys, or this portion, is called the cochlea. C-O-C-H-L-E-A. And, it looks like a snail shell. It goes around 2.5 turns, and it has 2 bone chambers, 1 membranous chamber. 1 membranous chamber. Okay, so we have 3 portions we're going to label in here. We have the upper chamber, also known as the scala vestibuli, and it is bony. We have the middle chamber, known as the scala media, also known as the cochlea duct, lots of names, and it is membranous. And then we have our lower chamber, and it's called the scala tympani, and this is also a bony chamber. So you are going to want to know which ones are bony, which ones are membranous. You want to know their scientific name. And how I think of this is the upper chamber is the scala vestibuli. I think that V kind of looks like a U for upper chamber. Middle, media, that kind of goes together. And then again, a timpani is a drum. It's a nice low sound that it makes. You can think lower chamber is the scala tympani. So whatever tricks you can think of to remember that. We will be having a quiz Thursday on this, so you want to start practicing these 9 terms, their location, and basically their function and structure as well. All right, that's it.